Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Subway Builder, where the old one play stuff. In the last episode, I extended some of my lines out into, out into the suburbs, as well as bringing a line down to Beach Bay, I think it is. Fort Hamilton. Bringing a line down here to try and pick up some of the residents in this area here, because a lot of those all wanted to go into Manhattan, and I wasn't catering for that. And now if I look at my catchment areas, you can see that I am picking up quite a lot of people in all of this area, Brooklyn and whatever areas these are. But there are also gaps, and that is even more evident here. You've got a line here because this catchment areas of people are willing to walk 30 minutes. But you can see it's probably more like 10, 15 minutes that a lot of these will like to walk. So there is a possibility of putting some extra routes down through here to pick up some of these areas that I'm currently not reaching, as well as looking to expand even more down into some of these suburbs. So for example, here, these people want to move, just hide that, want to travel up into Manhattan, as well as going all the way around in this area, which I'm currently not fulfilling. Oops, daisy. So I think initially what I might look to do is some more suburb work, because there are chunks that are just not being reached. I could expand up into this area, could expand down and across, pick up even more people, potentially loop you around, or put in another line that just comes down, picks that up and drops you off at that station. But I think first of all, I might look to extend my Brooklyn line so it comes all the way down to Tottenville, and give the residents here an opportunity to be able to get to work either in the airport, Manhattan, but not out to the suburbs in this direction yet. That I will have to look at doing later. So let's first of all go back. Oops, wrong direction. Let's go up to level ground at the moment and see. So there's a nice little route potentially that I could follow. I don't want to completely just follow you down. Let's go down to -5. And click on the stations will help. So if I put a station here, that is going to pick up most of the people, and then I might just put another one. I might put the line in first, purely so that I can get a bendy station. Let me follow the road while I'm here. Put my crossover in. And now I can continue just following the road around without trying to cause any destruction. I know money's not an issue for me at the moment, but I don't really want to be demolishing anything unless I absolutely have to. And I'm now getting towards the end of my 30-minute walk in distance. And out in the suburbs, people can walk. And now let me follow the main highway. On this occasion, I'm thinking of putting my next station probably along this road here. I think they ought to be within the residential areas and not out, or not following directly the main highway by the looks of it, because that isn't going to be very constructive for the residents. Now the next station, I think I will put you there. And I'm just going to follow this road up, because I suspect there is a railway track that does go through here, purely because the cuttings. And I think there's going to be a bendy station up there, so let's put some of these lines in, take you up to there, and then connect you in. Follow the road, or follow the big gap. Carry on up this road, or not road, up through this gap. Now I'm going to put in another station, have that bend slightly. That's where I'm heading up to. I'm following in fact, I was going to connect it onto the Brooklyn line, So I'm thinking now I might bring this line across to follow that road again. So I can put another station in. We're out in the suburbs, so these can be a little bit further away now. I'm trying to put them nearish to where there are pockets of people that want the transport. So that's going to be where it starts to get fun, because I'm going to have to go down and under the water. Bring you out so it doesn't demolish any properties. Will you connect in? No. Bring it beyond those buildings? Not quite. But now can I connect you in? Yes. No demolishing there. I will just take you to there because there is a little kink in the road or kink in the track. So that fixed that. Keep you going straight. Bring you up a little bit and then connect you in. You're not going to demolish anything now. I've got to go down to minus -24. If I do a -24, -24 to there, and then where am I looping around to? I'll just take you beyond that -24. What properties do I have here? Let's go down to a -10. -10. Let me just delete that a little bit. I'm trying to be a little bit more surgical here. So if I can bring you out a little bit. And connect you directly in. Got to be -20. To get just beyond the water there. And can't see the connection. Connect you in. like it might just need to go a little bit further, and that's connected in. That'll extend that line down. It would help if I press play. At the minute, I am on just over 2 billion a day. So I need to keep a note of that. And demand-wise, 30%. So how much can I increase that? I also want to extend the Brooklyn line to come down and cross into it so that people have got 2 alternative routes into Manhattan. I ended you there, and it's a case of now of going back to -5. And look to extend this line, but first of all, pin the demand so I can see what it is I want to do and where I want to go to. So Brooklyn. Money isn't an issue. If I drop down to -10, I can look to put a station right bang in the middle here at that junction. Then I will add in another junction, another station, just here at Richmond Avenue as well. And then just connect those directly in. I don't think there's any need for any other stations along the way. No, I was debating whether to add another station or not. That just gives me a little bit more of an extension down. So the Brooklyn line is going to extend it. So this is going to cost me 2.14 billion, but I've got 38 in the bank. So that is not going to be a problem. So my routes, Broadway. I'm half tempted to keep saying it, just to delete that. Just go and delete it, add a Guardian, and possibly redo it. Is that going to extend down? Yes, you are. And just add you in. Connect you onto there. Confirm those changes. Check the number of trains. Every 5 minutes, that'll do. They're just adding a little bit more. And then the other one was the Bay Bridge line. So let me now just expand you down. Click. Give a little bit more coverage. I think now, because of the amount of lines I now have, sometimes I click and nothing seems to happen. Make sure I select the right two. Got another exchange station here. Follow these down. And then connect you all in. Confirm those changes. Yeah. Confirm those changes. And I need to add some more chains on. Let's buy some more. Hold the shift. Get bulks of 20. 7 minutes. 15 minutes. And 30 minutes at night. So let's say just about to start a new day. And just keep ignoring those. And these are going to add a few more residents. Yeah. A few more people traveling to the stations. Again, in this area. And they'll be happy. Work-wise, I am missing a bubble here, which does have a few people. But I mean, in saying that, there's a big swath of employees over here that I'm just not catering for. But what that has done is, let's see, it must have been at peak time. Where am I? 3 o'clock in the morning. Start of a new day. I'm being intrigued to see how much more money that will give me. But in saying that, there is still large swaths of people down here that are just not being catered for. So I've extended that line. Now I want to extend this line so it goes up into the suburbs as well. And it can pick up a few more people in this direction. I think I built this at -10, so I might just follow that. Look to follow this sort of route here. Let me pin the demand up. And if I do something similar, I will follow this little bit of a road. Just down here. And I'm heading down towards... Are there any big workers? Not really. I'm thinking there wants to be a station. It can be a connecting station into here, and then I do need one that is going to go through Fleetwood. And you can connect. This is just going to be a real quick extension just out into the suburbs. Again, people can travel to the station a 30-minute radius, so I'm going to make the most of that. What I do need to do is add the crossover on the end. $825,000. It's not even a billion, just to extend this a little bit, which is taking a long time to build. And now this is the 2nd Avenue. Let's extend you even further. Make sure I click on the right one. Noisy commuters. And now I'm going to extend you up into the ethos. Confirm that. Number of trains. Don't really need any more. But it just enables those residents out in the middle of nowhere. Ooh. Is that just while they're trying to figure out what's going on? We're coming to the end of the day. My extension of the Broadway and the Bay Line haven't really increased my profits. Have they 27% at 2 o'clock in the morning? I think that's up a percentage at this time of day compared to the previous day. There are quite a lot of people, by the looks of it, that are using that. So my station map is showing, flipping out, 197,000 people are hitting this station. These various crossovers that I've got. Even down at the airport, 90k now. These stations down here have ramped up quite a bit since last time. And even that's going up to 70k. 51k at where I just added that one in, which gave people potentially a more direct route into Manhattan. Look at the lag now. Pause, and it's off again. Pause, and it's off again. I'm beginning to think there's probably not that many more episodes that I can do. Without it grinding to a halt. At 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm up to 29.1%. So showing it has actually gone down a little bit. Just look at all of this big swath of people that just aren't getting picked up. Another bunch there, another bunch here. And even out in the sticks. This one could be extended down. That one, or this line could be extended to come down and around. There is work that could be done, but the question is the game going to let me? Second Avenue. It was over 600,000 people are using that one. Broadway is nearly up there. What's my ridership like now? 30%. Coming to my evening, 31%. So I did see 30% when I first started the episode. It is now 31%. I mean, that potentially could be extended. This potentially could be extended down. That, as I said, could go out into the suburbs. There is bits that I could do, but it's how much more do I want to do before the game grinds to a halt. But what I want to try and do is this section down here is begging for a station. I will stick at -10 as money isn't an object. Put a station here. On there. Just see where my 30 are. We'll follow this little bit of a gap. Yes. So I need to go down another 4. Back up another 4. Am I heading towards? a station in the middle. Go down another 4. And let's connect you to Bay Ridge. And we'll just have that little bit of a line that comes down. And I might just loop that up to Elizabeth Avenue. But the question is, do I put another station in? Not between those two. I might do here because there is a big resident bubble there. Now, might put a little bendy station in. So I can connect into here. Don't need another station on the end. Make sure I'll get my crossover in while I think about it. Coney Island. Now from here, I'm going to 14. No, needs to be 18 here. Now back up to 10. Nice big bubble just there. And if I'm going to bring you up, put another station in here, and then one further down. Look to that view, then at least I can see a little bit better. Make sure I put my crossover on the end. Where's the end? Now I can see it. Don't think I need another station between those two. But I think I might put one in here just to break that gap up. And because it can put a little bit of a bend on the station. This is going to be a completely new line, which takes me down to Coney Island. Costs $2 billion build. route. In fact, might look to extend you to be a joining line that goes across. Now I'm thinking about it. Because there is the potential to connect this going across, because I haven't really got a route that goes through there. So let me just go with building a parallel station here up to 10. And then I will go you need to be 14. Put you in there. In fact, let me delete you and go through Jefferson instead. And then take you up to Codwise. Go back to 10s, wrong direction. Let me just see where my 30-minute walks are. I want to put a station along this road. And again, there. And then if I'm coming in this direction, put one right bang in the middle of that bubble. And then right bang in the middle of that bubble. Let's build this. Let me get rid of that so I can see. Connect you in. Connect you in. All of these connected up. Demand. No, I'll not put another station in the middle. Let me connect you in, make sure I've got my crossover on. Or in fact, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I think I might just go minus 14. -10. Just extend those lines so it gives people more option to jump between the different tracks. I haven't really got a vertical line going up and through. That realistically gives me connection, which I could look to take up into this area if I want to. So that build, wrong button, that build 1.8 billion. Let me build that. And this is my, is it Conway Island line. Was it Conway? Oh no, Connie. Connie. Coney Island. Right. Where is it broken? What have I missed? Construction. Delete you. Put a track in that is actually a valid track. Edit. Why is that failing? That's connected. You all look connected in. Way around. Yes. Why are you failing? Right, so that'll tell me how far it works. It works down to there. Let me save that. And the purpose of seeing how far I can go, we just put a crossover on there. That bit of track works. But it's this next Ah, this bit works. Zoom in so I can connect. Correct station. So that works down to there. So the problem is somewhere along this section. Ah, there. There's the culprit. Delete that little bit of a line. This is one of the problems I do have with the demands on. Can't always see where the station connections are. And that's two that I've messed up on this route. Let me just edit. Yes, so I'm not errored this time. These checked off. As I said at the start of the series, I've not looked at what the underground system is in and around New York. So I'm just building mine from where I see the demands are. It does make me wonder how much different it is going to be. And I suspect it will be a lot different. It's by 85. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Go. So I'm back down to 27% in the morning. Why aren't I seeing any trains? Oh, there are trains on. People are starting to use the station. I've got residents down here. A lot want to go into Manhattan, so why aren't they jumping on the train? And I'm not really seeing any trains shoot them down that line. Trains. Conway Island. So where are they? Why can't I see? Oh. Routes. Conway Island. Edit. Did I not press confirm? One of my many oops moments. Come on. Connect. Last two. Confirm. Play. So, what's going on? Stations. Hey, why is it not connecting? Confirm. Edit. What is going on? So now that is there. You're there. It's a new 7th Avenue. These are all connecting in. Confirm. Yes, it's showing them this time. Trains. That does make sense. Half an hour, 15 minutes, 6 minutes. Play. Yes, I'm now getting. So I was going mad then. I don't know why they were not connecting. But now they are up over 32%. So money wise, I've only, since the start of the episode, increased my money by 0.1 of a billion. Which isn't a huge amount. At 10 o'clock at night now, 30% usage now. Second Avenue is still my number one line. Station wise, that one has jumped up with the 3 lines going through it. Over 200 million at 1 o'clock in the morning. 21k now. Changing over there. I would have thought that there'd be more at these crossover points where the stations link. Yes, it's boom, 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 pause, lag, boom, 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 pause, lag. So I think on that moment at 4 o'clock in the morning, as I said, 0.1 of a billion, but I haven't run a full day with my additional line here, which is like a connection line between a lot of these. So if people want to move north or south, they can. Second Avenue is regularly getting over 600 million users, and my ridership at 6 o'clock in the morning is just under 7 o'clock in the morning. It's just under 30%, which I can't complain at. And there's a lot of people now down here that are using my lines. But the question is, do I look to do another episode or not? Or do I look to move on to another city? Possibly the $1 million question. What I would say is if any of you have a preference of whether you'd want me to continue expanding into Newark and Elizabeth and then going further north or further west into this area, I don't need to go north anymore. Don't need to go south. Covering this a lot. I mean, there is potential for a line to come through here. It's sort of a natural line of residents that come through, but it's also connecting into here. So I'll have a think about what I want to do, but please do leave a comment below if you think I should move on to another map or another game, or continue with this one. Any other comments are more than welcome, so please leave them below. If you have enjoyed my Oops moments, especially trying to connect up this Connie line, that by not connecting the stations and that, then please hit that like button if you enjoyed those moments, and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on the next episode, if there is one. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.